Yo, top of the morning, man. It's been a minute. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a while since I've done any videos. Every video I've posted on YouTube has been like highlights or just little small vlog type stuff. But it's been a minute. I know. Hopefully y'all miss me. I haven't been dropping on YouTube as much lately. I'm not gonna lie. It's just been a very busy time. AAU has taken up a lot of my time in a good way. A lot of good things are happening. I'm gonna do another video on that. Man, great time to be involved with our program. But enough of that, man. We're going to get straight to the point because I got a lot to go over when it comes to my San Antonio Spurs, okay? I was thinking about doing the video last week right before the play-in, but I said, nah, you know what? Let me wait and see how the play-in turns out so I can just do a season recap. Now, this is where I'm going to start. At the beginning of the season, and you can find the video somewhere on my channel, okay? At the beginning of the season, I said the Spurs will be playing range. I can't say what seed, but they will be a playing team. They'll be between 7 and 10. Hey, if we win, great. If not, I still think it's a success because this is the first year where the young guys are basically leading the charge, right? They've done that. They were playing game. And I also said that I believe before the year started, I said this, that somebody's going to average 20 points per game. It's either going to be DeJounte or Keldon, and I think they may make a case for being an all-star. DeJounte did that, and Keldon, second half, basically pretty much almost averaged like 20 points per game. He might have been at 20 points per game for the second half of the season, but if not, very, very close, okay? So, check. And DeJounte Murray is now one of the finalists between him and Darius Garland for most improved player. Another check. So, I think I'm right on target with where I felt the Spurs were going to be. Now, did I think it would happen the way it happened? No. There were some ups and downs during the season, for sure. Did I know Derek White was going to get traded at the trade deadline? No. But, you know, there have been a little bit of changes in where I think the Spurs are right now. But for the most part, they are right on track of what I felt they would be coming into the year. Play-in range, somebody breaking out, possibly being an all-star, and Keldon and Murray being the two main guys that I believe are the franchise players. And I think it played out exactly how I said it would play out at the beginning of the year. Now, we're going to fast forward to the present. There are a lot of frustrated Spurs fans, not all, but some. There are a lot of frustrated Spurs fans as far as the playing game or how they performed, in particular DeJounte Murray. We're going to get to that. And they are even questioning, is Murray the guy? Still. They're still, after what they've seen the whole year, they're still questioning whether DeJounte Murray is the right franchise guy. Let me get right into that and let me answer that for you. Okay? First of all, if you look at the history of the NBA, okay, the NBA has always been carried by bigs and swingmans. I'm going to say swingmans, meaning it could be shooting guard, could be small forward, swingmans. You know, guys who can score it, create their own shot, and also defend their position. That's pretty much a swingman, 2-3 guy. So you look at Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant. You know, swingmans have carried the league. I mean, even though we get Steph is definitely one of the best players we've ever seen. He's definitely the biggest reason why the Warriors are where they are. But whether you agree or not, those MVPs went to Kevin Durant. And I know Curry could have won them. I'm not disrespecting Curry's legacy, but what I'm trying to say is swingmans definitely hold more weight. Somebody who can score and average 20 to 30 points a game and defend at a high level or high enough level to guard their position, that's something that always is going to hold more weight compared to a point guard. So if you're meaning that in terms of we need a better swingman to put next to DeJounte Murray, or maybe Keldon needs to develop and become better, okay, I see that, because history says that point guard teams that are led by their point guards, as far as the point guards being the absolute best player, those teams usually don't win, believe it or not. Right? So, I mean, I know Steph may be an exception, but the swing man, having a big swing man is definitely important, or big, is definitely important to sustaining championship level success. So if you're judging Murray on that, I don't disagree with you. But to say that, to question Murray because he has a bad play-in game, let me tell you something. This is a new NBA. These play-in games have added a different dynamic to playoff basketball because it's not a series, okay? There are a lot of legends that if they would have played in the play-in game, probably would have had a bad play-in game at some point during their career because you're judging it off one game, okay? Look at Kevin Durant. Look at Kevin Durant yesterday. Look at Kevin Durant's game yesterday against the Boston Celtics. Did Kevin Durant have a good game? No. Now, if that was a play-in game, Kevin Durant would be his name would be dragged all through the media right now if that was a play-in game because he had one bad game. Now, because that's not a play-in game and it's a 7-game series, we all believe and know that Kevin Durant is going to turn it around. He's going to have a big performance, and it might even be the next game. But just imagine if that was a play-in game and Kevin Durant got criticized the way Murray got criticized. I know Kevin Durant's the champion. I get all that. But what I'm saying is when you judge a player off one game when there's so many games to be played in the NBA, I don't think that's fair to a certain extent because this is not March Madness. Now, if the Spurs want to be outside the play-in game, they got to get a higher seed. But all I'm saying is let's not get carried away over a play-in game that, by the way, we're lucky Murray even played. Okay? Basketball is a rhythm sport. Okay? Murray missed almost 2 weeks and lost nearly 10 pounds. We're lucky he even played. I didn't even think he was going to play. He surprised me when he suited up the last game of the season against Dallas. But the man lost 10 pounds. Murray's already a skinny guy. He's a lean guy. Losing 10 pounds to that lean body is going to do something, bro. This is why I know some of you guys have never played sports, have never played basketball, because losing 10 pounds in that frail frame that Murray has is going to it's gonna have an effect on you. Now, I'm not saying that's every excuse. Not only did he almost lose 10 pounds and barely played in that game, he also had 3 fouls in the first half. So we talk about rhythm. Not only do you lose your rhythm throughout that process of missing nearly 2 weeks, but you have a first half where you get 3 fouls and you only play 9 minutes in the first half of a play-in game. So let's pump the brakes on critiquing DeJounte Murray. If y'all want to say Murray got to play better, okay, fine. If y'all want to say this type of performance from Murray is not going to cut it, fine. But all I'm saying is this, bro. Let's not question whether Murray is the guy for us. I think we're over that. I think we're past that. I think we all should be past questioning whether he's the guy. Now, can we use another player? Can we bring in a solid 4-man or make a move at Miles Bridges or something like that to help us? Yeah, for sure. Can this roster currently that we have win a championship? Right now, where these guys are, no. They're young, and we do need pieces. We all understand that. But don't say that and knock Murray. Because I'm going to tell you something. Murray was the most consistent player on our entire roster throughout the season, and I dare anybody to tell me different. I dare anybody to tell me different that Murray was not the most consistent player on our entire roster the entire season. Games where Lonnie didn't show up. Games where Devin didn't show up. Games where Derek White was nowhere to be found. All these guys were nowhere. Even Keldon. Murray was the one guy throughout the season that showed up consistently. So we're not going to do this, Spurs fans. We're not going to pick and choose when to critique DeJounte Murray when throughout the regular season, when we're trying to get into the play-in game, there were plenty of games where other guys did not step up and Murray was getting 25, 30-point triple-doubles. Let's really analyze what we're doing and what we're saying about our franchise. This is our franchise player. I don't care what nobody says. This is our franchise player. He's going to get most improved player. I hope he should, or at least he should. And we do need pieces around him. We need guys that's going to be consistent around him because, for the most part, our players were not consistent. Now, I'm giving them passes because of their age. I've seen somebody tweet say, well, look at the Timberwolves, look at the Grizzlies. Experience shouldn't matter. Certain guys, there are exceptions. You're right. Anthony Edwards don't need no experience. That dude is going to be probably the best player in the NBA at one point in his career. At some point of his career, he's going to be the best player in the NBA. So there are exceptions. LeBron James don't need experience. Okay? LeBron don't need experience. He came in ready. Okay? There are exceptions. But Kobe needed experience. Tracy McGrady needed experience. Tony Parker needed experience. Spurs fans, because I keep seeing y'all bring up the comparisons. Let me remind you guys, for you real Spurs fans that are out there, let's remind you guys. Tony Parker, let's bring him up because I keep seeing that brought up between him and Murray. Let's bring him up. Go back and rewatch Game 6 of the NBA Finals in 2003, which was Tony Parker's second year, I believe. Go look at Popovich and Parker's play. Did you guys forget Speedy Claxton was a major part of us winning that championship? The backup point guard, because Parker was not playing well. Do you guys remember the Spurs threw everything at Jason Kidd? They were seriously considering bringing in prime Jason Kidd, knowing they had Tony Parker. Do you guys remember that? So I know Parker's a Hall of Famer. I know Parker's one of the best players to ever put on the Spurs uniform. I get that. But let's not act like Tony Parker didn't struggle too. Let's not act like Parker came in and was just a Hall of Fame point guard right away. Let's not act like that, because there were plenty of times, even during the Spurs' glory years, we all were questionable on Tony Parker's play. There were plenty of times where we all were questionable on Parker's play, including myself. And I know the Spurs were very close to signing Jason Kidd that summer of 2003 after Parker struggled in the finals. So what does that tell you? So when we look at Murray, that's all I'm saying. If we go critique Murray, let's not have short-term memory, because Tony Parker struggled too. Now, people say, well, Murray's in his 6th year, Parker's in his 2nd. Okay, let's break this down. Parker played as a professional point guard since he was young. Okay? Murray was a one-and-done out of Washington. First year, he was in and out of the G League. Second year, he started to earn his stripes, but you still got Tony Parker there. Okay? Going into his 3rd year, Parker leaves. The show is now Murray's. What happens in preseason? He tears his ACL, has to sit the whole year out. Okay? Then he comes back the 4th year, which was, I believe, the bubble year, 2019-2020. He comes back. Remember, he's on minute restriction. Spurs fans, let's not forget. Murray was on minute restriction the year he came back fully. The bubble year, right? Last year, I felt he had a solid year, but you still had all those vets there. You still had DeRozan. You still had Aldridge. You still had all the young guys. We all know this. We all talked about this. All the young guys had to wait their turn behind the vets. This year was the first year Murray really got a chance to run the show, and he ran with it and averaged 21, 9, and 8, led the NBA in steals, made the All-Star game, got us to the playing game, and is up for most improved player. Let's stop questioning DeJounte, please. Let's please stop questioning that. Yes, he didn't play well in the play-in, but he also sat out 2 weeks leading up to the play-in and lost nearly 10 pounds. No excuse, but it's just facts. And he nearly fouled out in the first half. So I don't mean to get carried away and make this DeJounte Murray video, but I got to address this because Spurs fans are starting to get on my nerves, and I'm a Spurs fan myself. We gotta really start thinking about what we're saying and what the expectations we have on our group. Now, on to the team. Lonnie Walker, I'm concerned because the last couple weeks of the season, I felt that Lonnie could play his way back into being in San Antonio. But that minute situation in that playing game, man, I don't know if Lonnie's going to be back. And I also think that Josh Richardson plays a role in that because Richardson has done so well and he's fit so perfect with the team. I truly believe they're going to let Lonnie walk, and I think they're going to bring back Josh. I think Lonnie's going to be gone, and they're going to bring back Josh. Josh is going to be a part of the Spurs. He probably will be a starter next year, or not, but he'll definitely play a lot. And I think where we thought Lonnie was going to be the guy, I think it's going to get transferred over to Josh Richardson. Josh Richardson is not old. He's still young enough to be with this young core, and I think they're going to let Lonnie walk. Lonnie's going to get paid, by the way. I think somebody is going to pay Lonnie. They will pay Lonnie this summer to be on their squad and help them out. I can see so many teams helping Lonnie. I've said this many times. But I think the Spurs are going to bring back Josh, and I think they're going to let Lonnie walk. And I think depending on how this draft goes, it's going to really determine how they approach the offseason as far as free agents. I think they're going to hold on to those picks and try to get a couple more young pieces. Hopefully we get a 4-man, because our power forward situation is very, very treacherous right now. So we'll see how they do with the offseason. But I really believe Josh is going to be back, and I think Lonnie's going to be gone. That's my next prediction. I think Lonnie's going to be gone. Josh will be back. But overall, I am proud of the Spurs. They made a play-in situation where it didn't look like they were going to make it for most of the year. And DeJounte is an all-star. Keldon showed tremendous growth. Even in that play-in game, man, the way he struggled in the first half and bounced back, Keldon, I think he's going to make a jump, and he's going to make a case for an all-star next year. I mean, he was putting up 20 points a game very easily the last 2 weeks of the season, bro, and I think Keldon's going to make a jump, and I think we're going to possibly have 2 all-stars if we can have a better first half of the season record. But I do see Keldon finally getting close to averaging 20 points a game. I think Murray's going to stay right where he's at. He could make another jump, but I think Murray is going to – I think he's going to average 21, 22 a game, 9, 8, 2 steals. I think he's going to average somewhere around the same, and I think Keldon's going to make a jump. I also think Devin Vassell's going to make a jump. I think Primo's going to start getting close to double digits a game, and I think they're going to continue to build in-house. But I do see Josh Richardson coming back, and I do see the Spurs letting go of Lonnie, because I just feel like that minute situation and then this tweet on top of that, I don't see Lonnie coming back. And it's unfortunate, because I felt like Lonnie was starting to really figure it out, and I think he's going to be great wherever he goes. So I think Lonnie's going to have a great long career, but I just don't think it fits for what the Spurs are, where the Spurs are at right now, especially with the other players they already have currently on this roster. So Josh has just been a great fit. I think he gives us toughness. He gives us shooting. He's a solid defender. I like Josh, man. Josh is the guy I think we're going to bring back. But, hey, it's been a minute. Spurs fans, man, lay off my boy DeJounte Murray, man. He don't deserve that. That man's been our most consistent player the whole year. I think we're a little bit too harsh on my guy. But I think next year we will be playing in some of these best-of-7 series. I'm making that prediction. We will be in the playoffs, not just the play-in. We will be in the playoffs next year. Book it. All right, y'all have a good one. Go Spurs, go.